unreal. But Jason, we're coming down to it. You want to add anything in here?
Well, Mark, there's a secondary term that kind of goes along with Satanism, and that's Luciferianism. Is there a distinction you would like to make with those?
Yeah, I would say that Luciferianism is a bit more complicated to understand than Satanism because it's twofold. There is such a thing as light Luciferianism, and there is such a thing as dark Luciferianism. So this is similar to Masonry, right? Freemasonry, true Freemasonry is a system of morality that's taught and illustrated through symbol and allegory. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with true Freemasonry. If people study it, they would learn a tremendous amount about natural law and morality. And that's what it's seeking to really teach people. Unfortunately, it's been perverted through the lodge system over the years and turned into something that it was absolutely never intended to be in the modern world. And it's rife with corruption and perversion, as every other institution is. And I would call what it has become dark Masonry. It is not Freemasonry anymore. It is not seeking to build a world in freedom based upon natural law. It has become something that is actually blocking the light, blocking the truth from people in many cases, in most cases, I would say, through the lodge system of today. And it is not teaching them natural law, and it is not illustrating that system of morality through its allegorical teachings. They are actually concealing that in most lodges from people and not basically promoting that type of learning. They're not encouraging that type of esoteric learning. So when it comes to something like Luciferianism, we have to understand it's a dual-sided coin. Satanism is pretty much one thing, and it is the tenets I just described. Luciferianism can be looking at, it depends on which aspect of Lucifer we're talking about, because the concept of Lucifer as a light bearer, as one who was the favored of the Creator that could act as a vehicle to bring the light of the Creator to humanity to awaken it, is one aspect of Lucifer. But then if that knowledge isn't used properly, which in the Christian Apocrypha and allegories referred to the dark element of Lucifer as a fallen angel who had that light of the Creator, but did the wrong things with it, but didn't walk the path truly. Like you were talking about Crowley earlier. You could look at him as a dark Luciferian, one who had the light, but then didn't walk that path. He talked about this spiritual knowledge and understanding, but then his behavior betrayed it. Okay, similar to the biblical Lucifer, or not even biblical, but apocryphal Lucifer, that is this fallen angel that had this light of the Creator and knowledge, and what it did was use it against people as a weapon because it wanted control. It was egoically wanting to be in that favored place. It wanted to become God. It didn't want to just be favored by God. It wanted to be that force. It wanted to be that creative energy and force, and it wanted to make the law itself. So the idea of Lucifer as the light bringer, which is what the word means, lux fere. That's where Lucifer comes from. Lux in Latin means light, and fere means to bring or to carry. So one who carries or brings the light. Okay, the light is knowledge. It's the knowledge of natural law. It's the knowledge of the Creator of the universe. It's the knowledge of the difference between right and wrong behavior. That's the true aspect, the true light aspect of Lucifer. But again, as with any force, there's a counter force. A Christ has an antichrist. God and Satan, good and evil, right? The true sun or the true light has an opposite or an opposer or an adversary, and that's the dark sun. Lucifer as the dark sun, the dark light. Okay, the one who was favored of the Creator, but then wanted to become the Creator, so it became blackened, soulless, evil, totally entrenched in ego, and wanted to use all that knowledge against people to control them instead of to elevate them to higher levels of consciousness. That's dark Luciferianism. So it is a twofold nature when it comes to Luciferianism. And I would say ultimately the dark Luciferians are really who are controlling the entire planet. That's the priest class that even is above the regular pecking order of Satanists. That's the higher level dark occultists. That's the elite of the elite when it comes to this dark religion, okay? They're not really elitists, they're really psychopaths, but they are the ones who are at the very apex of the pecking order of even that ancient satanic old world religion of pure egotism, selfishness, moral relativism, greed, slavery, eugenics, etc. The dark Luciferians are who are really calling the shots at the top of the food chain in the 3D human realm of this control system.